أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening wherever you're listening. Welcome to today's column of an Hadith Daily. Jazakumullah khair and thank you for coming. Are you aware that without a firm belief in the last day of judgment, your iman is shaken? Without belief in the last day of judgment, you are not completely a full believer Islamically. Because the last day of judgment is one of the pillars of faith. And if you have any iota of doubt on this day, then you are not a complete Muslim. Now today we shall be looking at some hadiths that talks about how to safeguard our last day of judgment, our last day. What are the things that could help us on the last day of judgment according to the hadith of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam? How can we act? What are the things we can do on earth that will help us on the last day? This is the hadith we'll be looking at today, because after all, we are only here to serve Allah. And if we pass on the last day, then we have attained success. And God forbid if anyone fails on that day, then that is a complete failure. So, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi. Once again, let's begin for today. Assalamu alaikum. Hadith Abdurrahman ibn Auf radiallahu anhu narrates that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, on the day of judgment, three things will be under the shade of Al-Arash. Three things will be under the shade of Al-Arash. Al-Arash in this statement means the God's throne, Allah's throne. Allah's throne will be the only shade on the day of judgment. As it has been said that on the day of judgment, the sun will be very, very close to our brain, and the brain will be boiling as if the way water used to boil. When you put water in fire and it has reached the highest degree, hotness degree, you see the way it often boils. You see that the brain will be boiling on that day. But among the shades that will be available on that day is the shade of Al-Arash, the shade of the throne of Allah, and special people will be under this shade. May Allah count us as one of the people that will be under the shade of Allah. But what are the things we need to do to be under the shade of Allah on that day? This is what we are going to be looking at today. Now, we said that on the day of judgment, three things will be under the shade of Al-Arash, which means Allah's throne. One, the Holy Quran, which will argue with men. The Holy Quran, which will argue with men. The Quran has both an exterior and an interior. The second will be the Amana. And the third will be kinship. The first will be the Holy Quran. The second will be the Amana, which is trust. And the third will be the kinship. We shall proclaim, O Allah, have mercy on the person who upheld me, and deprive him of your mercy, whoever severed me. What is this hadith saying? The hadith is saying, on the day of judgment, three things will have power to intercede for people to be under the shade of Al-Arash. The first is the Quran, the second is the Amana, the trust, and the third is what? The kinship, which means that anybody that reads the Quran, anybody that is used to reading the Quran in the world, the Quran will intercede for such person to be under the shade. The second is Amana, people that used to keep trust. People that it is trustworthy, people that when you keep things with them, you are rest assured. People that does not deprive others of their trust, people that doesn't have a shady attitude, people that are straightforward, people that have a manner. When they say yes, their yes is always yes. When they say no, their no is always no. Not people that are calling Allah, wallahi, 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 while they are lying. People that are trustworthy. These are second group of people that will be under the shade of Al-Arashi on that day. And the third is the people that savors, that upheld kinship. People that upheld kinship. What do I mean by upholding kinship? People that does not allow the ties of family to cut. People that are always protecting the ties of family. You're in your family, you don't allow people, children to you don't allow fight among one another. You protect the family kinship. You do your right to your elders and to your younger ones. These are the kind of people that will be under the shade of Al-Arshi. 3 people are said by the hadith. The first group is what? The group that recites the Quran. The Quran will be under the shade and it will intercede for its people. The second is the Amana. Amana will be under the shade and it will intercede for people. And the third is the kinship. Kinship will protect people that does not allow it to cut while on earth. So this is what the hadith is telling us. If you want to be under the shade of Al-Arashi, read the Quran regularly, protect Amana. When you tell people A, let your A be A. When you tell them B, let your B be B. Things you know you cannot do, do not promise. Things you know you can do. Let your Amana be intact with people. And the third is kinship. Be good to your brothers, be good to your sisters, be good to your family members. There are several hadiths that talks about relationship with family members. Protect your kinship, and with that, inshallah, you shall be among the people that will be under the shade of Al-Arashi. And for those who doesn't know, 3 things will be under the shade of Al-Arashi signifies the utmost nearness in the sublime presence of Allah. Because Al-Arashi is the seat that Allah sits on. So being under the shade means that you will be close to Allah on the day of judgment. That is, you will be very, very close to Allah. You will be like being on the right side of Allah. Because those that are on the shade of Al-Arashi are those that are very, very close to Allah. Because Al-Arashi, as said earlier, is the seat on which Allah sits. It is the seat of Allah. It is the throne of Allah which Allah usually sits. So those that will be under the shade of Al-Arashi are the reciters of the Quran, the protectors of Amana, and the protector of kingship. Please, let us take care of these 3 things, and may Allah make us close to Him and free us from any form of punishment on the last day of judgment. So this is where we shall be stopping for today. May Allah accept it as an act of ibadah, bless the reciter as well as the listener. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Ma'assalam.
ربنا وجعلنا مسلمين لك ومن ذريتنا